Did you know that 70% of wealthy individuals report that they learned their financial skills from their parents? That's right, while most of us rely on schools or self-help books, the rich often learn their best lessons at home. But it doesn't stop there. A staggering 75% of self-made millionaires claim that their unique mindset is what truly sets them apart from the rest of us. So, what exactly is this mindset? How do the rich think differently, and what can we learn from them? In this video, we will explore the unseen blueprints that shape their lives, the unique learning strategies they use, and how they build empires rather than just businesses. Get ready to discover shocking insights about how the wealthy view failure, time, and legacy. You'll learn how they turn setbacks into stepping stones and how they approach life with a long-term vision that many of us overlook. By the end, you'll see that thinking like the rich isn't just about having money. It's about adopting a whole new perspective. Are you ready to challenge your thinking and uncover the secrets that the wealthy keep? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Unseen Blueprint. How the wealthy are programmed from birth. It's often said that the rich are born into wealth, but what's more important is how they are programmed from birth. Sure, some inherit money, but the real advantage lies in their early environment. Rich kids don't just grow up with material things. They grow up with a mindset that sets them apart from the rest of us. For example, in Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about the accumulative advantage, small early benefits that snowball over time. Kids from wealthy families aren't just given things. They're given opportunities to develop the right habits, connections, and ways of thinking that set them up for success. In fact, 82% of millionaires report growing up in middle to upper class homes, where these advantages shape their approach to life from a young age. Let's take something simple like exposure to problem solving. Studies show that children of wealthy parents are encouraged to engage in more open-ended problem-solving activities. They're asked how to solve problems, not just what the answer is. Over time, this creates a comfort with ambiguity that's crucial in high-stakes environments like business or investing. More interestingly, while the average person might shy away from risk, the wealthy are trained from childhood to see risk as an opportunity. Take a look at Elon Musk's early life. He wasn't just encouraged to be creative, but to fail. His family taught him that every failure was a lesson, a strategy that most of us don't learn until much later, if at all. In essence, the wealthy are raised in a culture that rewards curiosity, risk-taking, and critical thinking. This programming, from birth, gives them a head start that money alone can't buy. Chapter 2. Luxury of time. The hidden early years of the ultra-wealthy. Most of us are familiar with the idea of the rat race. We spend our early years hustling to survive, scrambling to make ends meet, and hoping for the best. But for the rich, there's a completely different relationship with time. They have the luxury to slow down, explore, and experiment, often without the same pressure to succeed immediately. The rich often spend years in what can be described as a buffer zone, where they don't need to make decisions out of urgency. For example, in The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley found that wealthy individuals typically start building their fortunes later in life. Why? Because they take their time to figure out what they want to do and how they want to do it. This buffer of time allows them to experiment without fear of financial ruin. For instance, a survey by Fidelity Investments showed that 70% of self-made millionaires failed at least once before finding success. Yet, they didn't give up because they weren't rushing to meet a financial deadline. They had the freedom to take their time and learn from their mistakes. On the other hand, the rest of us often face a time crunch. We make career decisions out of necessity and don't have the same room to experiment. The rich, however, view time as a resource to be invested, not something to be spent recklessly. The ultra-wealthy are also more likely to travel and expose themselves to new ideas early in life. Warren Buffett famously spent a large portion of his early years reading and thinking, not working. The time to think, strategize, and absorb information is an advantage that many overlook. Time, for the rich, is just as much of an asset as money. Chapter 3. Fail forward. The wealthy's secret to turning losses into power. Failure is something most people fear, but the rich see it differently. To them, failure isn't the end of the road. It's part of the process. According to research from Inc. magazine, 80% of millionaires have experienced at least one major business failure. Yet, they view these failures as lessons, building blocks for future success. In fact, Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, is famous for his willingness to take on risky ventures, knowing some will fail. He once said, "Business opportunities are like buses, there's always another one coming." This mindset is common among the wealthy. Failure doesn't deter them because they're taught early on that each setback brings valuable insight. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. Amazon's founder lost billions on projects like the Fire Phone and countless other ventures that never took off. But instead of retreating, he used those failures to refine Amazon's strategy. Bezos often says, if you're not willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time, then don't try something new. What's striking is how the rich approach failure systematically. They don't just try things at random. They set up situations where they can learn from their mistakes without being destroyed by them. This is called calculated risk. It's about taking small losses in order to gain big wins later on. For the average person, failure feels like an ending. For the rich, it's just another step in the journey. They don't fear losing because they know each loss brings them closer to a win. The strategy here is clear. Fail fast, fail smart, and use every failure to grow. If you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more valuable lessons coming your way. Chapter 4. The Exclusive Learning Curve. What schools won't teach you but the wealthy already know. Most of us grow up being told that education is the key to success. But the wealthy know there's more to learning than what's taught in schools. They don't rely solely on formal education. They focus on real-world experiences, mentors, and exclusive networks to gain the knowledge that truly matters. One key strategy the rich use is mentorship. According to Forbes, 93% of wealthy individuals credit mentorship for their success. They don't just study textbooks, they learn from people who have already walked the path. Think of it like this. While most people spend years in a classroom learning theory, the rich are getting hands-on experience, learning directly from experts in their fields. Take Bill Gates, for example. His friendship with Warren Buffett wasn't just social, it was a form of high-level learning. Gates openly talks about how much he's learned from Buffett over the years, from business strategies to personal growth. This type of mentorship gives the wealthy a massive advantage, as they receive tailored advice that fits their specific needs and goals. Another advantage is access to networks. Schools teach you to pass tests, but the wealthy learn to build relationships. According to the book The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley, 85% of millionaires believe that connections are crucial to their success. These networks open doors to opportunities that aren't available to most people. The rich also prioritize continuous learning. Warren Buffett spends about 80% of his day reading. In fact, he's famously said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." This dedication to lifelong learning is a key factor in why the wealthy keep growing their wealth. They never stop seeking out new information or strategies. In short, while schools focus on rote memorization, the wealthy focus on mentorship, real-world application, and continuous learning. They know that the best education comes from life itself, not just from the classroom. Chapter 5. Building empires, not businesses. The rich think generationally while most people are focused on building a business or earning a good salary. The rich are focused on building empires. What's the difference? The wealthy don't just think about their immediate success, they plan for generations to come. This long-term vision is what separates them from the average person. For example, 44% of the world's wealthiest families have a family office, according to UBS Global Family Office Report. These offices are designed to manage not just money, but legacy planning, investments, and education for future generations. It's not just about making money now, it's about ensuring that wealth continues to grow for decades, if not centuries. A great example of generational thinking is the Rockefeller family. John D. Rockefeller didn't just build one of the most powerful oil empires in history. He set up trusts and foundations that continue to influence industries today, long after his death. His focus wasn't just on his own wealth, It was on creating a financial ecosystem that would benefit his descendants. Another key strategy the rich use is the concept of patient capital. This means they're willing to wait for long-term gains instead of chasing quick profits. In contrast, most people are focused on short-term results. A study from Credit Suisse found that 86% of family businesses plan their investments with a 10-20 year horizon, compared to public companies, which often focus on quarterly results. By thinking generationally, the wealthy avoid the pressure of short-term decision-making. They invest in assets that appreciate over time, like real estate, stocks, or even art, rather than cashing out for immediate gains. It's a mindset of planting trees they may never sit under, but their children will. In essence, the rich are playing the long game. They're not just building businesses, they're building dynasties that will continue to thrive long after they're gone. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe for more amazing content on how to elevate your mindset and change your financial future.